Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining. We appreciate your time. Today's workshop is Command 101, Social Post Campaigns. In other words, actually, wait, I thought we were going to go over paid ads, but it doesn't say paid ads. So we're just going to go over just social media post campaigns. So free posts you don't have to boost, or you don't have to set them up as an ad. Just posts you can schedule for the future. So kind of planning out your social media calendar within Command. And Command does have some quick posts that you can use. So it has the caption already there, and it has the photo already there, or you can swap out the photo. If you don't like the caption, you can swap out the caption. So there's some content already in there, or you can create designs within Command Designs, like for a holiday coming up, and then schedule that to go out on the holiday onto your Facebook business page and your Twitter account, so that you don't have to post it on Christmas Day or 50th Hanukkah or whatever the holiday is. Sorry, I want to be all inclusive. I know I just only mentioned two things, but or for Pride, or for, we just had Labor Day, right? So for every one of the holidays, the common holidays or the national holidays, KW does produce graphics, and they are in Command Designs. So know that those are things that just a given. You can use those, you can pre-schedule those to go out. So I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen, and I'm going to show you what we're talking about today. So in Command, and again, you always want to log in at agent.kw.com. And Maislin just asked me, am I sharing my screen? Yes, now I am. So if you are not seeing my screen, then you need to make sure that you have Zoom expanded, okay? And that it's not just showing my tiny little window. Okay, great, you see it now. Okay, we are gonna be working in campaigns. It's this megaphone looking icon on the left. And we're going to be working with social posts. I want to view the social post part of the dashboard. Click here. So you see that it does look like a calendar. It's on today, and I can see the rest of this week. And I can see that nothing is posted. And here are just these little simple buttons: create a social post, where I can do that for those days. No posts, no posts. Okay. And instead of the week view here, I wanted to explore this a little. You can actually view the full month view. And if you have something scheduled, it will appear here on the calendar, scheduled to go out automatically. A couple things that you should know before we get started. If you haven't yet, you will need to connect your Facebook page to your Command account in the settings section. Okay, you have to have a business page set up for your real estate business. And I'm going to mute everybody since someone's got some background noise. So you do want to make sure in the settings section that your Facebook business page and your Twitter are connected. If that's what you want to be using here. At least, most people do their Facebook business page. And you'll connect by signing into your personal Facebook account, and Facebook will recognize all the pages that you manage and then allow you to choose which pages to connect with me. Okay, so this is what my calendar looks like. It's very barren. I've got nothing here. Not great. And it says all channels selected. So right now it's showing me everything. If I just want to see what's scheduled for Facebook, I can deselect Twitter and vice versa. If I want to view the posts I have under drafts, I can view my drafts. So these are ones that I've saved but not posted. So, you know, if you realize, uh-oh, I was working on something and I don't see it on my calendar, you may want to check your draft posts. Okay, so that's how to navigate through this part of campaigns, right? And I did mention quick posts. So let me show you where those live. It's not on this page. Actually, it is on this page right here. It is on that first homepage dashboard when you come in here, but here we go here. Bunch of quick posts. So let's say I like this one. Or if you want to shuffle, you can click shuffle. It'll give you new ones. All right, I'm going to click this one and use this one. Okay, so here's my correct page selected. I'm not going to post on Twitter. And here's the preview. It's just defaulting to this publishing time. And let me scroll up a little bit. I think maybe I scrolled down too quickly. Here is the post. What it's like to wait for most lenders to process your mortgage application. What it's like to work with Keller Mortgage. DM me if you're ready for a fast and seamless mortgage experience. Keller Williams and Keller Mortgage are affiliated businesses. Ask me for details. So this is a post promoting Keller Mortgage, but it's cute. It's funny. The only thing that's missing here is my DRE number is not in my page name, so I do need to display it on the post here. So I'm gonna enter that in here. And actually, I don't have it memorized, so I'm going to grab it from an email. All right. So I'm going to put it at the very end. I like the image. You can upload images or you can browse your designs library. It's going to include our DBA logo, which is necessary for compliance. And then I can go ahead and schedule this to go out. I'm going to schedule it for Friday. And you can, you know, the more that you post these, the more you will start to recognize the days that get you better traction and the times that get you better traction. And you can also scroll down here and adjust the time. 10 a.m. is fine. So I'm going to go ahead and schedule post.
Hey, Danielle, I had a couple of questions.
Sure. Go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt you. So can you modify, like say if you want to make a change later, whether it's active, if the ad or your post is active, or even prior to that, can you change or modify it or delete it? And then also, does it keep track of like data analytics, just like tracking how many likes or, you know, inquiries there were on that post?
So this does not track inside this section of commands how your posts are doing. It's just simply and those are great questions, by the way, Ray, thank you. So this is just simply like your social media planning calendar. Because again, these aren't getting you leads, like they're not ads for leads, these aren't paid, these aren't boosted. And to your other question, actually, we have been through this and it seems though you can't edit them after they are posted on Facebook. So If you want to make any changes, make those changes when they're still in the queue. After they're posted, you can't edit them. I believe you can delete them though.
So once it's live, yeah, sorry. So once it's live, you can't, if you made an error or something like that, it's okay.
Correct. And it's because of, I believe that's because of the nature of how we're posting this through command, which is a third party, right? And then it's going on to Facebook. So it's because you're not posting it directly on Facebook, which if you were, then you would be able to edit your post once it's live, no problem. But because, this is a third party, it just doesn't have that capability. When it's posted, but you can delete it.
So another question. So if I have, for example, co-branded flyers with, like, say somebody from Loan Depot or something like that, and let's say, for example, I have several flyers, I can kind of set them up here. Let's say for every Monday, every new Monday is a new flyer. So I can kind of like set that up here prior, like say for the month of, what's next month, October. So if I wanted like every Monday, let's say here, let me see. So let's say October 4th, 11th, 18th, and 25th, which is every Monday, I can kind of pre-populate it here, right? Just upload it. Okay.
Yeah. So I have this one scheduled now. Let's say you want to go and schedule a flyer that you made that's co-branded. You're going to click create campaign in the top right corner. We're going to do social post, the one that does not say paid underneath. And then it's going to come to this blank page that's the same exact page that we had with the quick post, but it's blank. So I have to fill in the caption. So you would fill in, information about the flyer. And then you would want to upload an image, or if you have that flyer in your designs library or an image in your designs library. And keep in mind too that flyers, normally those are in PDF format. This is gonna only take a JPEG or PNG smaller than 3 megabytes. You can upload up to 4 photos. So Ray, a PDF, flyer is not necessarily going to be the optimal size, but if you turn it into at least a JPEG or a PNG, you should be able to upload it here just fine, as long as
I've like played around with that before, because sometimes depending on your ads and just how it looks and if it's legible and can you zoom in and zoom out, like I've had to kind of play around with it. So what I'll usually do is I'll have one of each. Like say I have the flyer as a PDF, and then I'll kind of like convert it to a JPEG, and depending on where I'm posting it, I'll kind of see what looks best.
Yeah. So you can definitely get it in here as long as it's in one of those file formats. And then you make sure your ownership statement is in there. I mean, your GBA logo. You don't have to include your ownership statement, but you can. Each office is independently owned and operated. And then you can schedule it. Again, you can adjust the date and the time and select the pages that you want to run it on. And then you can schedule that post. Again, I'm not really posting anything here. I am going to show you next where to get those great holiday graphics from. So any questions before we demo grabbing a graphic and then from designs and then putting that in here?
No, thank you, Jenny.
Matt, would you like to add anything?
Not at this moment, but I'm happy to show how to make graphics for Instagram after you do your little next step demo.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I'm going to go to designs. I'll leave this page just I want to leave this page without saving. I'm going to come to designs here. I'm going to click create design. I'm going to click social so that I can get the correct dimensions. All right, so here's the listing section, buyer, lead gen, collections, more. So I'm gonna click on lead gen and holiday greetings. Shanatova. Oh, there is a Jewish holiday coming up. I am not a very good Jew. I do not know the exact dates. Gonna find out and then I will choose that graphic. All right, what's the date today? The 15th, perfect, it's Yom Kippur. Haha. So I'm gonna choose a square because that's pretty universal. And I'm gonna go ahead and choose this one. So, you know, this is a personal preference, me choosing this holiday, this graphic. I am Jewish. If you're not Jewish, you can still post these, you know, if you want to be inclusive. So all I'm going to do on this is just swap out the logo. So I click the logo and the system is smart enough to know that I have logos uploaded already. So I've uploaded these. And then I can just actually click this replace logo button and it will add it in there for me.
I want to call out, as you can see, Jenny has both a white background KW San Francisco logo and a transparent one. So she used the transparent one, which looks great. Danny, can you just replace it with the white background one and show what it would look like if you did that? So if it's on a white document, using the white background is great, but if you're doing it on something that has color on it, see how that looks kind of funny with the white around it and doesn't look as professional. So it's always great to make sure you're using the transparent logos that we have on the Google Drive for your market center logos.
Yeah,
looks super professional.
At KWPE and KWSF, you can go to kwmarketingbar.com and the resources page. And you can download the file with your appropriate office logo. So kwmarketingbar.com resources. So now this is done. I'm not going to put any other info on here. This is Rosh Hashanah, not Yom Kippur, but oh well, I'm going to post it for that. And I do want to note, so yeah, Yom Kippur starts today. They didn't do a separate graphic for it. Sometimes KW releases these holiday graphics like pretty close to the holiday, like in the weeks leading up. So yeah, you just want to be checking that section if what you're looking for is not in there yet. Like there's no Halloween stuff yet. That's still a month and a half down the road. We noticed there's not any in there yet. There might be some from last year that you can dig up in there. And so now I'm going to go back to campaigns. I'm not going to download that. I'm going to be able to pull it in without downloading. And hopefully it'll work. Here I'm going to go to create campaign and social post. Again, the not paid one. And then let me make sure I spelled that right. I'm so bad. No, I didn't. Don't tell my parents, everybody.
Definitely make sure you're spelling things correctly if you're celebrating religious holidays.
Although just note that there are many ways to spell Hanukkah that are recognized as correct. So that one is that one's a doozy. All right, anyway, so Shana Tova. I'm just gonna put like a heart emoji. And then my DRE number because I don't have it on here. There we go. And then now I'm gonna browse the designs library for that design I just created. Here it is. Cross your fingers that this works. Okay, great, worked. And here it's gonna let me choose the crop if I want to crop it. If I wanted to like enlarge the photo, I could, but I think it's fine like this. Which is how I created it. It looks good in the preview. Oh, you know what? It's relayering my DBA logo. Don't really need that. It says optional here, so it will allow you to delete it here. Because again, I already put that on the photo. Doesn't need to be there twice. And then I'm going to schedule this for today. I'll just schedule it to go out at like 5 p.m., 6 p.m. Right. And the correct page is selected. I'm not going to put it on Twitter or these other pages. And then I'm going to go ahead and click schedule post. Boom. That's how you can easily get a holiday post from Command Designs into here. All right. You want me to turn it over to you, Matt?
Okay. So one of the things you'll notice is that Command only allows you to post to Twitter and to Facebook. If you want to post to Instagram, you can still do that using Command, but you have to make the design in Command and then download it and then post it to your Instagram via your phone. So it's a little harder, but everything that I post to my Instagram business page, and then it also shares it to my Facebook business page as well, because Instagram and Facebook are linked on that side, not via Command. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me know if it doesn't. So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about as far as in my Instagram page, some of the things that I do in Command. So this is just a web version pretty much of my Instagram. So as you can see, I made this right here. This post, proud to call KW home for Pride last month, or in June, whenever that was, June 25th. And so I made these 3 different images that are here. These were all out of Command, which is great. I've made things like this post, which is just a picture of me and says, let me be your expert real estate consultant. So very simple to make those. I've also made, some of the holiday ones like Danny was just talking about. So this was obviously the one for 4th of July. It's got our office logo on it. It's got my Homes by Matt logo on it, which is fun. And, hope you have a safe and happy Independence Day type of thing. So those are some of the things I make. I want to show you how to make a graphic like this, which is uses a market snap and says, picture yourself in Mission Bay. And it has some market stats for that specific neighborhood. And usually when I do these, I do a couple different ones and post them all together on the same one. But you're also able, if you want to just post one each Friday, like Ray was saying, like he wants to post a flyer about with Loan Depot every Monday, you could just pick a day, and every week on that day, you could post a new kind of market snap if you wanted, or maybe once a month. All sorts of options that you can do. So let me switch over here to Command. You can see Command now, right, Danny?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. So this is when you kind of scroll through, like Danny was showing here over under buyers, there's the market snaps. And when you first click on it, it's going to show you all these different sized ones, right? I go directly up here and click on the social square to bring the options down to just the specific ones for social square, which is like Instagram, what's perfect for Instagram. So as you can see, there's a bunch of different options. So I'm just going to pick one and show you how I customize this to fit my specific needs and are branded specifically to me. And then I'll show you how I can download it. So one of the cool things is that, you know, this is already set up very straightforward. So it has a lot of information on it already. So it's very easy for you to just adjust this to fit our local stuff. Now, Barton Hills, if you didn't know, is a neighborhood in Austin, which is where Keller Williams is headquartered. So that's why they always default to Barton Hills. You'll just see that everywhere. So all I have to do is click on the logo here and I can replace it with any of these logos that I already have saved. So I can literally just hit that button and it saves it there. Now I'm gonna move this logo up here. I'm gonna actually move this disclosure down here. So it's just in the bottom of this picture. And as you can see, it's hard to see right now. So I'm gonna make this text white so that it's very easy to see as it's overlaid on the picture. So now you can see that the office statement is just down there. This logo I'm gonna make a little bit bigger because it's not quite readable when it's that small. And the quality of it looks funky right now. Is it looking funky on your side, Danny? Looks like it's like poor quality, so I'm not sure.
I can't
If you're seeing,
tell. It's hard for me to tell on the screen here.
No worries.
It might actually, yeah, maybe it's not as crisp as the other text on here.
So I'm going to take this one off. Super easy to do that. So I'm going to go back here to images and I'm going to say replace it with this one.
Hey, Matt, I have a quick question.
Go ahead, Ray.
So, and again, I apologize for interrupting, but how do you get how are you incorporating like the market info into these ads? Is it something that you're having to do manually, or is it you have something generating where it kind of goes directly into it, or how are you doing that?
That's a great question. So I will do that in just a second.
Okay, thank you.
And I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so I just switched it to the KWSF Keller Williams logo, which is a little higher quality. There's lots of different logos you can put on there. So this one just looks more clear. I'm not sure why that other one was looking blurry. And then see this picture down here. So say I wanted to change this to pictures of houses. It's very easy to do that. You can just hit on images and you can say workspace. And under workspace, there's all sorts of fun stuff they have. So there's house interiors, there's holidays, there's lifestyle at home. So I'll just give you some examples of what this looks like. So like if you want to do this couple that's hiking, if you want to do this mom and kids at the beach, there's also, let me show you some of the house interiors. So maybe I wanted to do, if I was doing a post on do-it-yourself home remodeling, you could do this graphic that has all the different paint colors. Maybe I just want to include, just going to find one. I'm going to do this image right here. So make sure this is highlighted and you can tell it's highlighted because it has a blue outline around it. And I'm going to say replace it. And so by doing that, like boom, it just replaced that picture of the mother and child with this picture of this great home. So someone give me a neighborhood in San Francisco.
Castro.
Okay, let me see if there is a Castro market snap. So I'm going to put picture yourself in Castro, and I'm going to click over here on the market snap. So as you can see, it highlights this entire right side of this image that has a map. It has the average listing price, average sold price, and information on specific listings. So over here in command, I'm going to go to KWLS, Keller Williams Listing Service. And instead of a listing, I'm going to hit snapshots at the top here. So now I'm going to search for a particular neighborhood. So I'm just going to type in Castro. So obviously it's going to pull up Castro Valley, which is in East Bay, but it's got Castro here in San Francisco. So when I click on this little, on the name and the down arrow, it's going to populate. Fingers crossed it works. Here we go. It's going to populate all the different images that you can use in maps. So there's three different ones. There's one that's just a map. There's one that's more of a horizontal market snap. If you remember back on when I picked this template, there's some that are laid out differently. You could pick that one, or there's this long, narrow one like the right side of the image. So I'm literally going to hit the replace image, And like that, Ray, it imports all that information. So you're not having to figure out, you're not having to research what the average listing price is. You're not having to look about how many total active units are on the market, all that type of stuff. It's all available right there. So one thing
That's
to
awesome.
note,
And I'm sorry, and then that's really cool. So how did you, I see listing snapshots, and what was the step before that?
yep. So you just type in the neighborhood. So let's say I wanted to pull in the marina, or actually let's do Cow Hollow. Cow Hollow. So maybe I need to spell it right. There we go. So here we go. Cow Hollow Central in San Francisco. So same thing. And if I want to do the marina instead of, the Castro, once it pulls up that replacement, I can literally hit replace image, and now it's going to update all those market stats. Now, obviously I need to change this. Instead of saying in Castro, I can say in Cow Hollow Central. Now see how it might move this down to the next line? Well, that's easy to fix. I can just click on this box and extend this over. Oh, nope, it won't fit. So it's going to go off the page. Not a problem. I can just drag this up and get it centered there. So the cool thing about this is, like I was mentioning earlier, I post like 4 of these at a time. So you can really easily go through and adjust these and make multiple ones. And I will show you in a second how to download it. So pretend I had downloaded the Castro one before I started going down this Cow Hollow path. I want to change this image to something, since Cow Hollow is in the marina and is near the beach. Maybe I want to have, instead of a house picture, maybe I want to have something about people walking on the beach. So I could look at activities, and I could show like this mom and daughter on the beach at the marina or at Chrissy Field or wherever it is over there. So now that I've done that and I have this, now it's very easy for me to pretty much just download this to my computer. So I can download this as a PDF or as a JPEG or a PNG. I always recommend a PNG because it's going to be the highest quality image. This is set at high, and I can say download, and it's going to download it to my computer. So now that I've downloaded it, all I simply do is take that image and I add it. I have a Mac, so I add it to my iPhoto. And the nice thing about a Mac, and I'm sure that other computers have similar type of ability, is that I can it will sync to my photos, and then it will also sync to my phone. So now then on my iPhone, I can go in and I can actually go and post that picture to my Instagram account very easily, and it has all this information on it. That makes sense?
That's really cool. I need to do that. I've done the flyers. I've done a bunch of other stuff, but this is one thing I haven't done, so it's on my to-do list.
And the nice thing about this is it really just kind of, makes yourself relevant as to what's going on in the market and share some information. One interesting thing right here is if you look, sometimes you're going to have some interesting information in these. So like average sold price in Cow Hollow Central is 1.3, but average listing price is 2.9. Obviously, Cow Hollow is right on the verge of Pacific Heights. So there could be some really fancy homes that are in the Cow Hollow area. And so these numbers could potentially diverge. The other thing that I see happening is that the average days on market in our system, for whatever reason, it's including when they put something in coming soon. So, we pretty much all know that the average days on market in San Francisco for condos and single family homes is anywhere between 2 to 3 weeks, not 3 months. So I just have a little workaround that I do is I'll show you what the ones I did on Instagram. I just simply put my logo, the Homes by Matt, and I just put that logo right over that spot so it doesn't cause any confusion to clients. Obviously, if you don't do that and a client reaches out and says, well, wait a minute, 97 days, average days on market, it gives you an opportunity to talk to them about that and be like, oh, well, that could be, coming soon. It could be one property that sat, maybe there was an empty lot or something that sat a long time that pulled that number up, but you could discuss about it and be like, hey, I'd love to dig in more detail with you. Do you want to set up an opportunity for us to have an appointment to dig into that particular neighborhood? And I can show you the information from the MLS or InfoSparks or whatever system that you might want to use to share that information with them. So once again, here's just some of the different ones I did. I ended up picking the same image again. And this layout is different, right? This one has white background with black text. The one that we were just doing was the opposite. So you can mix it up and do whatever suits you the most. Whenever I post, like Danny was saying, whenever I'm posting on my work page, my home map page, I always post this. So I actually made a little shortcut key. So like if I was to actually come in here, so I on a Mac, and I believe you can do the same thing on a PC, you can do shortcuts on your keyboard. So if I hit QQ, it automatically, okay, of course it's not going to do it this time. Okay, let me show you what it would do because it's not doing it there. Let me try it right here. Okay, okay, here it is. It's popping up. So right there. So when I hit QQ on my keyboard, and it does the same thing on my phone, it automatically adds all this information. So it's going to add my name, that I'm a realtor, that I work with Keller Williams San Francisco, and my DRE. So there's some little shortcuts that you can do on your computer that save you, so you're not having to retype that every single time. And it makes it super easy every time you're posting to just make sure that you're putting all the required information, which if you're trying to be super safe and have everything, it should be your name, your title, the brokerage you work for, and your DRE number. So
that's really cool. Thank you, Matt. Yeah, I just want to commend you too. I love your content on IG. You have just really cool content, and it's like super relevant. So yeah, thank you so much.
Sure. Thanks for that, Ray. I try really hard to kind of balance, you want to make sure that I had my Instagram class on Friday, and one of the things I pointed out is make sure that your Instagram content is about real estate, but also relevant to people. Like, don't just post on your Instagram just sold or just listed, because people are just going to get tired of that because they're like, well, that house is already sold. So what do I want to, I can't buy that house anymore. You want to pepper in your successes that you've done in real estate so that you can show people, how you will be successful for them as well. But you also want to put in market information. You want to put in things that make you relevant to them as a person. Like, so maybe you're volunteering. Maybe it's that you have a cute dog. Maybe it's that you went and traveled somewhere. You want to pepper in things about yourself as well so they can get to know you better, so that they understand who you are as a person and can relate to you and want to work with you. So
I think that's a good point, because sometimes certain content will stand out for certain folks, and some folks that you never hear from, all of a sudden they're like, hey, Ray, I had a question, da, 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 da. And you're like, all right, cool. And it was going back to that post or something you put on Facebook, whereas you'll always hear back from a certain group of folks, but then like that one post that was, something maybe a little different that you did will touch that one person. They're like, and kind of spark that interest.
For sure. And it's also just a great way to stay top of mind. And if you're, if you have friends and family and people in your sphere who've subscribed to your business page and watch it, if it's only just about real estate all the time, they might unsubscribe. So, you want to make sure that you're making things that people are going to want to like to enjoy looking at and enjoy seeing.